Hey, good morning, Ugly Mug Marketing friends. It is Hannah. I'm live again 2 times in 1 week. I hope y'all aren't sick of me. But today I'm super excited because I've got Abby here with me. Hey, Abby.
Hey y'all, how are y'all?
Woohoo! We are locked and loaded, ready to go. All right. I'm coming to you live from Raleigh, North Carolina. Abby, where are you today?
I am in Baton Rouge, Louisiana here today. So, yeah.
Woohoo. Today we have got some exciting content to share with all of you. I want y'all to think of this not so much as a webinar, but really a live workshop, an opportunity for you to learn some tips and tricks, maybe have another screen open on your computer, on your desktop where you have Canva open or you have a Word document open and you're taking notes, or maybe you see something in today's slide deck or presentation that you're like, hey, I really like that idea. I want to implement that for my business. I want to invite you and welcome you to do so, because this is seriously all for you. So if you have any questions whatsoever too, feel free to drop those in over on the comments, and we will make sure that we answer those as we're going, or if we can't quite answer it as we're going, we will be sure to answer those at the end. And of course, if you're watching this after the fact and if we mention any free resources or anything, always feel free to comment that you're interested in those resources. We do go back and look at all of our comments, so we will respond to you after the fact as well. Let me see if I can make sure I've got a good microphone situation going here real quick. I want to not use my AirPods, but use my other microphone. So hopefully this one sounds a little bit better for y'all. Alrighty. So if you are joining us here live or even after the fact, y'all, please tell us where you're tuning in from in the comments. We love to see that too. And again, welcome and thank you so much for being here with us today. We don't want to waste any time, so we are going to jump right in with how to create 3 months of content in one day. Like I said, my name is Hannah Valiet. I am the Director of Communications and Teaching here at Ugly Mug Marketing. And we've got Abby, who is one of our super talented Canva experts. We're going to talk about Canva today, y'all. She's social media coordinators here. She's got lots of good info, but here is everything we're going to cover today. So we're going to first talk about how to determine where to post your content, and we're also going to dive into how do we know where to post? Like, what platforms should we be spending our time on? And ultimately, we determine that based on our customer avatars. So we're going to talk about avatars as well. Then we're going to talk about planning your content. So planning your content 101, here are tips from the pros on content creation and how to put together a plan of action that you can actually easily execute on. And then the last one is tools to create your content. So Abby's going to give us her best tips and tricks. Like I said, we don't talk about Canva, spoiler alert. But we've got a lot in store for y'all. So let's dive in. I'm talking a million miles a minute. So if you all need me to slow down too, tell me in the comments. So part 1, building your avatar. Before you can create any type of content, visual or written or video or anything, you need to know who that message is intended for, right? We need to know who we're talking to. We need to know them so deeply so that we can convince them to take action, whether that's buying our product or experiencing our service or giving to our organization if you're in the nonprofit space. We need to know exactly who that person is. Now, one thing that people get hung up on is they think that they only have one avatar. You can have multiple avatars, okay? There are probably multiple different types of customers, types of donors, types of people that come in and eat in your restaurants or come to your spa, right? There's a whole gamut of people, but we want to hone in on who those top key people are. And then we want to think about these things when it comes to each of those individuals. We want to think about their goals. So what types of goals do they have in their life outside of your business, right? Are they a successful entrepreneur? Do they love adventures and one of their life goals is to like climb Mount Everest or something? My husband recently told me he wants to do Everest Base Camp, and I am like, boy, you are on your own. But that is a goal of his, okay? What are their values that they have? What's really important to them? Are they really family oriented? Are they faith oriented? What are those goals and values of that particular avatar for your business? Then we want to jump into this middle column that you see here of age, gender, marital status, number and age of children, location, occupation, job title, annual income, all of these things that make up this individual. And I want to encourage you to get specific on this, okay? How old is Jenny who comes and shops at your boutique? How old is she? Obviously, Jenny is a female. Is she married or is she single? Does she have kids or is she just getting started in her career? Where geographically is she located? Do you have a brick and mortar store where someone physically has to come in, or are you an online e-commerce store where you can serve and ship to multiple locations, maybe even worldwide? Then we want to think about their occupation. Are they a lawyer? Are they a doctor? Are they a stay-at-home mom? Are they, gosh, they could be anything, right? What is their general occupation? And then job titles, income, you get the picture. But we want to really narrow down, because if we know Jenny deeply, we know how old she is, we know how many kids she has, we know those goals and values, we're able to craft messaging and craft together some really stunning images or really creative video content that's actually going to speak to Jenny and get her to come to our boutique or to eat at our restaurant or whatever your business or service or organization might be about. Then over in the far right-hand corner is challenges and pain points. What are the challenges that I'm going to keep rolling with Jenny? Okay. She's a mama. She's got 3 kids. Okay. She is located in Raleigh, North Carolina. What are some challenges and pain points of Jenny's day-to-day life? Okay. She might be like, there are not enough hours in the day for me to go to work, drive the kids around, get in the carpool line for a half an hour, wait to pick up my kids. Like, what are some daily challenges that she might have? Maybe a challenge for hers is she's like, I don't have any time to take care of myself. I don't have any me time. I haven't gotten my hair cut in 3 months, or I haven't gotten a facial in a year. What are some of those challenges and pain points that Jenny might have? Then over in the bottom left-hand corner, where do they get their news and information from? What television shows does Jenny watch? What books is she reading? What magazines is she reading? What blogs or websites is she paying attention to, or does she frequently visit? These are all things we want to know about Jenny. Where is she getting her information from? Who does she look to for as a source of information? It might be she loves X, Y, and Z influencers on Instagram, or it might be she follows X, Y, and Z faith leaders. It could be anything, but we want to know where they're getting their news and information from. And then jumping all the way over to that bottom right-hand corner, what are Jenny's? Now, this is where we jump into your product or your service or your organization specifically. What are their objections to the sale? And what is their role in the process? So objections to the sale means essentially, why is Jenny going to say, no, I am not going to buy that dress at that boutique? Why is she going to say that? Is she going to say that because she doesn't have anywhere nice to wear it to? Is it going to be because the price point is too high? Is it going to be because she feels like she doesn't deserve it? Like, what are her objections to the sale going to be? Or is it going to be, I'd rather buy clothes for my kids? That's where the season of life I'm in right now. I'd rather buy clothes for my daughter, Charlie, than a shirt for myself. And then what is their role in the process? Are they ultimately the decision maker? For those of you with products or services that are much higher price point, is this something that they're going to have to go and consult with their spouse or consult with their financial advisor or consult with somebody else? Are they just the information grabber and then they take it to the powers that be, or they take it to their partner and have a further conversation about it? So those are important things that we need to know too, because we need to be able to come back and say, I know you feel like this is expensive, but here's why it's a really great find for the value. The quality is great. This is a good transitional dress. You can wear this from summer into fall, into spring. It's a staple piece. It could be a part of your capsule wardrobe. Those are ways that we can kind of combat some of Jenny's objections to the sale. And then just considering her role in the process too. So that's our avatar, y'all. If you have any questions on avatars, this is one of my most favorite exercises to do with our clients at Ugly Mug when we first started working with them. If they don't already know the answers to these questions, this is 100% something I'm diving into with them because we need to know this in order for our jobs to be successful. But if you're implementing this on your own, it's 150% crucial for you to know the answers to this as well. If you would like the copy of our customer avatar sheet, please leave a comment and I will send you a DM with a link to download the customer avatar sheet so that you can take on this exercise on your own, because I think it's really important and valuable. Once you know who that person is, then you can determine where you can hang out. Okay, so oftentimes, small business owners, entrepreneurs, marketers, they feel like they need to be in all places. They feel like they need to be all things to all people. You do not. That is a lie. I'm here to tell you it is a lie. Okay, once you've defined who those avatars are, then we're going to go and look at the data and we're going to say, okay, let's say my target audience is actually 60 and up. Are the 60 and up people hanging out on TikTok? They might not be, but they're hanging out on Facebook and they're posting pictures of their grandkids all the time, right? They're on their iPad, or maybe we are trying to target that 18 to 22-year-old age range. Then maybe we need to be on TikTok. So I always recommend going to Statista.com. When you go to Statista, they have a wide variety of different studies and data that they put in some really easy, digestible charts and graphs that are really beautiful. But I love going there and saying, okay, I've defined who these audiences are or who these avatars are. Now I want to go and see where that age range is hanging out. Are these people on Facebook? Are they on TikTok? Are they on Instagram? Are they on YouTube? Are they on Snapchat? And then from there, I decide where I'm going to spend my time. So here you can see I've just arbitrarily circled Instagram and circled Pinterest as well. I've crossed out Twitter, or I think it's called X now too. So that crossing out is actually really fitting. Not planned. But like I said, you need to know who your people are so that you can determine where you're going to hang out and publish your content. Because y'all, you don't need reels on Twitter if that's where your people are hanging out, right? You may not even need reels on Facebook, depending on your target audience either. But if your people are on TikTok or they're on Instagram or they're even on Pinterest, those short form video pieces of content, you need to be in those places, and you can cross-purpose those pieces of content as well. That's how you're going to determine where you need to be hanging out, where you need to be publishing content, where you need to be spending your time. So then that brings us to the actual planning content part, which always feels so overwhelming. There are 1,000,001 different ideas that we could take and run with, right? But how do we choose? How do we plan ahead? That is one of the biggest things that I'm sure Abby hears too, is like, we tried to plan ahead, but then we took pictures of everything that came in our new shipment and we posted them all at once on our Facebook page. And now it almost feels like you've wasted that content, right? Gosh, one thing that I want to encourage you with is you do not have to post in real time 17 times a day in order to be successful on any platform of social media, okay? You do not have to do that. I want you to think about your current situation. Are you a solopreneur and you are the one and only employee? You are wearing all the hats. You're the CFO, you're the CEO, you're the CMO. You are doing all the jobs. I want you to know that consistency creates miracles on social media. All right? Consistency creates miracles. Pick how many times it's realistic for you to show up on any given platform that fits within your avatars, right? and then show up that many times. If it's twice a week, great. If it's twice in one day, amazing. If it's only once a week, that's okay too. All right. This is all about creating a realistic plan that you can actively execute on and build off of over time. And hopefully something that you can pass on to somebody else to take off of your plate, whether you end up hiring and working with an agency later down the road, or you just add on to your team. Again, consistency creates miracles. So like I said, step one is all about setting your goal. How often do you want to post? Do you want to post 1 time per week, 2 times per week, 3 times per week? Think about what's realistic, like I said before. Step 2, brainstorm your categories. This one is key. So we want to create categories so that if our days that we post are on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we can say, I need this many posts in this category to cover every single Monday. I need this many posts in this category to cover every single Wednesday. And I need this amount of posts on Fridays to cover that category. It just helps to break things down and make it seem not as overwhelming and a little bit more tangible. Then anything else that you post in real time is just lagniappe. In Louisiana, that's a little extra, a little something extra. All right. So if you're tuning in from somewhere that's not Louisiana, that's what that means. All right. It's just something a little extra throughout the week, and it is totally fine. But our goal for you is to have content that's scheduled to go out so that you're not stressed. If you're like, oh, I didn't post this week, or oh, I didn't post today, no worries. You've already got content planned out for the next 3 months. All right. So these are potential categories that you might consider based on your business. I've got a few ideas here for you. Questions that you can ask. So what are upcoming events that are happening this quarter? So over the course of the next 3 months, what's happening that I need to make sure I have on my radar that I want to promote? So some holidays. Y'all, we're entering Q4. It's craziness, okay? It's all the holidays. It's Halloween, it's Christmas, it's Black Friday, it's Thanksgiving. There's everything. So making sure you have all those dates on your calendar and choosing which ones you want to or need to promote. Are there events that you are hosting during this crazy Q4 season that you want to invite people to? Making sure that you're not just posting, hey, you're invited on the day of the event, but being intentional about promoting that leading up to it, right? Second point, how can you relate to your customers? You might have a category that's this or that. Some of our clients we've had in the past that have been in like kind of the home renovation space. And so it's like, do you prefer this type of wood floor over this wood floor? Do you like this bathroom remodel versus that bathroom remodel? It's just fun to get feedback from our customers and get that interaction. But here's the key. When they comment back, make sure you respond. Social media is such a gift because we as business owners as marketers, have the ability to actually engage with our customers, right? It's not like a billboard when they're driving down the road and they're like, oh, that looks nice. And then they keep driving. No, we actually get to talk with them. So when people comment on your this or that content or whatever it may be, make sure you're actually responding. The next one is meet the team. People love to see other people's faces. That's just the truth. So as often as we can post your face or your team's face onto the page and introduce them and make them feel super personable, that's going to be a benefit to your business. I know, Abby, this is true because Abby has worked with a lot of like doctors' offices, and people, right, Abby? Like people love to comment and be like, oh, that's my doctor. We've been seeing them for so long. We love them so much. And what that comment section does is not just hype the doctor up or hype the team member up, but it also creates an abundance of social proof, right? People don't buy from us. People buy from other people, right? So if I see my neighbor commented and said, oh my gosh, we love Dr. So-and-so. They've been our pediatrician for all of our kids. And I'm in the market for a new pediatrician. I'm like, oh, well, if Rhonda sends her kids to that pediatrician's office, like, I don't know the pediatrician, but I know Rhonda and I trust Rhonda. Therefore, I'm going to go try this pediatrician. Y'all, so many benefits.
people are more than willing to give a comment. It's like almost part of their routine as they're scrolling through. So if they see that, they're going to want to comment, especially and leave something nice. So
Yes,
definitely use that.
absolutely. Yeah, and like your family members comment on it too, right? Abby's grandma was our hype team on the Ugly Mug marketing page at one point.
She still is. She likes all our stories, and if I'm in it, she's gonna comment on it. So
Yes, we love that. So let's relate to our customers. Let's relate to people on social media. Heck, we're all here to be social, right? Next point. How can you educate your audience? So if you are, which really we all are, in positions where we need to be able to position ourselves as experts on a certain topic or in a certain field or on a certain service or experience. And so how can we portray that expertise, right? Like how can we show people that we are an expert? And we can do it in just these couple of ways. So behind the scenes videos, giving people behind the scenes look at your business. We love to do this at Ugly Mug by doing a day in the life of a social media coordinator, or a day in the life of a website manager, or a day in the life as the CEO of Ugly Mug Marketing. You know, all of these things are really valuable. The next one here is did you know posts. Hey, did you know, for example, did you know that you can go and spy on your competitors and pretty much anyone who's running a Facebook ad by going to the Meta Ads library, search the business, and you can see any active ad? Not only does that position me as an expert in this field by knowing that, but it kind of builds that relationship with the customer, and they're receiving a benefit of that. They're like, no, I did not know that. Now I'm going to go do that, spy on my competitors and see what offers they're running right now. And can I beat that? Can I match that? You can also go to that ads library for inspiration too. That's one of my favorite places to go to get inspired. And then the last point is how can you sell to your audience? You can show reviews from previous customers. You can use their face if you have their permission, or just a screenshot of their actual review that they left for you on Facebook or on Google, or a comment that they left on a post. And then the last one is product or service videos. So actually showing someone how to use your product or how to experience your service, or what they can expect once they've scheduled an appointment with your HVAC company, or what they can expect when they actually come into your boutique and schedule a styling consultation with you. What is that experience going to be like? And really selling them on wanting to have that experience or to have that product. So those are some ideas on some different categories, some things that you might want to ask yourself as you're figuring out what categories best fit your business. So step number 3 is once we've done that big brainstorming session, okay, I would say don't think about it too hard. Maybe spend 30 minutes just brainstorming, writing, even if it's an idea for a post itself, could that be a series? Write it all down, okay? I love actually taking pen to paper, not just typing it out in a Google Doc initially, taking pen to paper, going on other pages and just getting inspired. So then step number 3 is where we actually map it out. This is where we're gonna jump into a Google document and we're gonna say, all right, here comes October, here comes November. I don't have December on here because y'all know that's Christmas and it's crazy. We don't need to talk about that right now. But October, let's say my goal moving forward is to post 3 times a week. I'm going to post on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Here are my different categories. Mondays is going to be Did You Know? Wednesday, I'm going to show behind the scenes content. Fridays, we're going to introduce all of our team members. And then my last category is going to be events and holidays. Heck, we've got Halloween coming up, and maybe my store sells really cute Halloween decor that I want to make sure everyone knows about and can go and purchase if they want. Then for November, my categories are going to change a little bit. I don't want to keep doing the same thing, all right? And I also want to be strategic about what I'm posting. So Mondays, I'm going to do this or that. I'm going to get some feedback from my customers. I'm going to see, maybe I'm asking them which offer they like better, or which dress they like more, or, you know, it could be anything. I want to get their opinion. Then Wednesday, I'm going to spotlight a bunch of reviews because it's buy-in season. People are in full Christmas shopping mode. Or if you're like my sister-in-law, you start Christmas shopping in July, which is just crazy. But full Christmas shopping mode, right? Okay, I want to show reviews because I know people don't buy from me, they buy from other people. So I need to get that in front of those individuals, right? Then I want to actually spotlight my product so people know how great it is. I'm going to give some really good details. Maybe this content is me doing like a Facebook Live video where I actually hold up the dress or the shirt or the shorts and just talk a little bit more, give tips on how to style the product as well. That's going to be Fridays. Then the last day, again, events and holidays. So here are some things that I need to have on my radar. We've got Veterans Day, we've got Thanksgiving, and we've got Black Friday coming up. These are all major holidays that are happening in November. I want to make sure that I am posting about them or sharing any sales that we might have going on during that time. So that's what the mapping it out looks like. So here's a real life application. This is a client, Glaston, etc. They have been with us for as long as I've been at Ugly Mug, so almost 6 years now. We've gotten really, really good at mapping out actually a full year that looks just like this. We do that for a whole year, and we change it up based on what we're seeing, how their customers are changing or what they're interested in, especially when it comes to those product spotlights. But here's how we apply this to them. Client, Glaston, etc. Platform that we spend our time on, Facebook for this one. Time commitment. We don't want to spend any more than 2 hours a month to create just 1 month of content. So if we were doing 3 months, we're pretty efficient. Now we could really knock that out in about 6 hours with copy and video and images all created. Our goal is to post 3 times per week. So here are our different categories and themes. Recent work. So we want to highlight recent customers and jobs that they've done. So trucks that have come in and gotten really awesome lift kits and new tires and running boards and whatever else, or that have gotten just their windows tinted. They do a little bit of everything at Glaston, etc. Then we want to feature a specific service. So this is where we're actually going to have a call to action at the end of the post. Like, hey, if you are in search of tires, come buy from us. We're going to word it a lot differently than that, but you get the point. Then the next one, spotlighting a product. So again, hey, did you know that, hey, first of all, we have this product available, but here's how you can use it. Here's how we can educate you on the benefits of this product or why you might need this versus that. For example, they do trailer hitches at Glaston, etc. Maybe I just bought a 5th wheel trailer and I don't know what the heck kind of hitch or what, I need to get something installed in my truck, or I don't know what I need. Or maybe, hey, I'm towing a boat. Is there a certain type of hitch or whatever I need to be able to tow my boat? We can educate people while also spotlighting the products and services that we have. And then the last one that's really important for them too is financing. We want to let people know that there are financing opportunities for them so that they can make those monthly payments over time if they don't have all of the resources to be able to pay for it up front right now. So that's what it looks like there. Now, here's the content itself. Y'all, all of these pictures, the one on the far right was a professional photographer, but the ones in the first project, which was a work truck project for Shelton Energy, y'all, iPhone pics. I'm telling you, you can still take really, really phenomenal pictures by simply just using your iPhone, okay? And iPhone shoot in cinematic mode, which just adds this extra layer of beauty, but also they shoot in 4K. So if you're doing video, you can totally accomplish professional looking results using your iPhone, but still image, yes, iPhone quality, still on point. So we've got that post there highlighting Shelton Energy because we want other businesses that are the same size or maybe even the same industry as Shelton Energy to see that and be like, hey, you know what? We also need a fleet of trucks that or have a fleet of vehicles that needs toolboxes, new wheels, tires, lifts, bull bar, towing abilities. Like we need our fleet taken to the next level. Glaston, etc. can help you out. Then this middle one, we've got some educational product spotlight. So it's bug season. There's actually some stuff that you can get applied to your vehicle that I'm completely blanking on right now, where it makes it so when the bug hits your car, you can literally just wipe it right off, or it comes right off with water and it doesn't actually damage the paint on your vehicle. Then the last one is a featured service for them. It's installing leather seats. Did you know if your car does not have leather seats, no problem. You can take your car to Glasted, etc., and actually get leather seats installed through their partnership with Catskin Leather Seats. Another client that I want to run through quick here too is a Pinterest client. If y'all didn't know, we also offer Pinterest services, and Abby is actually our Pinterest guru. Abby, if you want to jump in and talk a little bit about this, you can, or I can. Tell me.
Also, no, I can go ahead and go through it. Yeah.
Okay.
So our client, Sweet Baton Rouge, they are a Pinterest client. Again, kind of going back to what Hannah was talking about when you pick out your avatar and picking out like what platform they need to be on, like Fastin, etc. Like a lot of the guys, they're not hanging out on Pinterest. Pinterest is more of like that female dominant platform where it's
Totally
80% females on there. So Sweet Baton Rouge, they are a clothing company. They make graphic tees where they design and print those locally, and they're all like Louisiana themed. So a lot of LSU stuff, a lot of
crawfish.
Yeah, a lot of that going on. So that is why they are on Pinterest. So time commitment, we spend about 2 hours per month to create 1 month of content for them. And their goal is to post X amount of times per week. I like to try to post at least once a day for them on Pinterest. And some of their themes are, we spotlight the seasonal releases that they have. So right now we're spotlighting a lot of game day, a lot of the sorority t-shirts that they have since it's recruitment season. Then we have BTR lifestyle. So the Baton Rouge lifestyle, just like local things to do in Baton Rouge, just showing off that. And then right now we're adding a lot of game day stuff. So like, what's the football schedule like? Like all our game day products. So just showing a little bit more in depth to that. And so just here are some examples of that. So the seasonal product spotlights, again, showing off the game day collection here in the top corner. And then right below it, we have that sorority collection or the establishment collection, whatever you want to call it, showing off that for the seasonal product spotlight. And then we have a lifestyle photo that we are pinning this week for the game day lifestyle category. And then for the Baton Rouge lifestyle category, everybody's getting ready for a tailgate. We have a post that's kind of showing off, like getting people excited for game day and giving them some inspiration there.
Yeah. And Sweet Baton Rouge is someone who, outside of working with us, invests in that professional photography. And Abby, I know that this is true on Pinterest, but like it's all about the pictures, right? The captions are really important behind the scenes. And Abby will kind of talk about that later when we talk about copywriting and long form versus short form and tags and all of that fun stuff. But really the imagery. But I think someone could still be successful on Pinterest with iPhone photos. But if you're looking at these pictures and you're like, that's an iPhone photo, no, it is not. Yes, they have a professional photographer who comes and does some shoots, or I know Meredith sometimes even gets behind the camera, it seems like, and takes the photos herself too. So yeah, they have been an awesome client. Abby's like absolutely been crushing it working with them on Pinterest. So just wanted to show you how this looks when it comes to like Facebook posts and these different categories, and then someone who's like more boutique and also showing up in a different place like Pinterest. So I'm actually going to stop talking now, let Abby keep talking, and we're going to jump into the creating process. This is where you actually get to put pen to paper, fingers to keyboard, open up your Google document, open up your Canva account, and actually get to work. So Abby, take it away.
All right, thank you. Okay. I'm glad to give you a break, Hannah. You did so awesome.
I know. I'm like, all right, I'm going to put myself on mute now.
get you some water. Um, all right. So you have figured out who your target audience is. You know the categories that you are wanting to make posts about. So the final thing is kind of putting it all together and creating those posts to go out to that target audience. So there are two components of creating your social media strategy, and that is creating the graphics and writing the copy. And you can do these steps interchangeably. You can write your copy first, then do your graphics, then write your copy, whatever you want. I'm a visual person. I like to do graphics first, but we are actually going to dive into copywriting right now and talk about that first today. So copywriting by platform. Like Hannah and I were talking about, depending on what platform your target audience is on, depends on the type of copy you want to write. So, for example, if you are on Facebook, you are probably more likely to stop and read a longer article or caption than you would be on Instagram, which is more visual. You're looking at pretty pictures again on there, and you write more of a short and sweet caption. I think Instagram even limits the amount of characters you can have in your caption. So I don't know if there's a limit on Facebook. If there is, it's a lot longer than Instagram. And also, for example, Pinterest. You're not reading captions on Pinterest whatsoever. You go on there, you're looking at pretty pictures, you're looking for inspiration, you're looking for recipes, you're looking for what you want to paint the cabinets in your bathroom. Usually for Pinterest, you're writing more of a description of what's going on in your photo than you are more so selling your product or service. You're just more so writing a caption and maybe linking out to something that has more long form copy. So another thing to keep in mind when you're writing copy is your use of hashtags. So for Facebook, you might not be using hashtags. Hashtags aren't really a thing on Facebook. People aren't searching for them. People aren't clicking on them. But in Instagram, if you're writing a caption on there, it's probably you can probably find some really relevant hashtags that would be great to include in your copy, because people do more so on Instagram click on hashtags, search hashtags, and all of that. So just be mindful of that when you are writing your copy. And last but not least is being conscious of tagging people in your post. You want people to see your post, especially if you're collaborating with another business or you're wanting to tag an employee in the post. Maybe you're doing an employee spotlight. It's always nice to tag them. So on Facebook, you can't tag somebody in a picture like you can on Instagram. So you might want to tag them in your caption. Where on Instagram, you might just tag them in the graphic instead of tagging them in the caption. So just also be mindful of that. It's also really good to tag because, especially on Facebook, when you tag somebody, it usually shows a friend of that person or a friend of that business that they've been tagged in that post. So you kind of get spread out a little bit more and more people see your post.
Yeah, and that's super helpful for that like organic content, because really what we're talking about right now, you could turn some of this stuff into a paid ad, and a lot of times we use the content from here as our advertisements. But yeah, especially if something's just living organically on any of the platforms, tagging is super important.
All right, now this is a little bit of a cheat, but this is going to save you a lot of time, and especially on the days where you don't feel inspired, this is going to give you a lot of inspiration and just help you save time, because as business owners, we are busy people. We don't have 6 hours to sit down and write a lot of copy. So ChatGPT is going to be your BFF when it comes to writing copy. I know Hannah and I both use this a ton. So ChatGPT, what you can do on ChatGPT is give them a prompt, any prompt. They are so smart. They know so much. They will write copy for you, whether it's short form or long form. They can do it all. So, for example, here we have write a social media post about long form copy versus short form copy. You click enter, and it populates a response and gives you a whole caption of what that would look like. You could also write 10 social media posts about long form copy versus short form copy, and it'll give you 10 different captions, and you can kind of piece together what you like about each caption, come up with your own unique caption.
Yeah, and I think that's really important, like that you say that, Abby, because sometimes people are like, oh, are y'all just like writing into ChatGPT and then fully copying and pasting? I'm like, absolutely not. We are not doing that. We're using it as the initial generator of the idea itself, but then we're going in and adding, you know, you want to make sure that it still has your right voice for your brand, right? Or you want to make sure that if your business doesn't like using emojis, maybe you remove those emojis and make some tweaks and adjustments. Or maybe you don't like the way that it sells at the end of the post, and so you want to put your own spin on it. This is just a way to make things more efficient for you, not necessarily your sole copywriting source, right?
No, that's definitely true. Making sure that you have the right voice, because I mean, ChatGPT is awesome, but it is not you. And so it's not going to have that same tone. So maybe you want to make things a little bit more humorous, or you want to make things a little bit more relatable to the people in your area. Like maybe you're trying to like reference something that only people in Louisiana would get. Like, you know, you need to add your voice to it. So this is just a really great starting point for you. And again, very quick time saver. All right, last but not least for the copywriting portion is we're going to talk about how to keep your copy and your strategy organized. So you have all these posts you're creating for the next month or two, and you need somewhere to like put it all together. That way you can go back and reference it, and then you can copy and paste this when you're going to schedule out your content. So we love to use Google Docs. Google Docs is great for saving your content. It automatically saves for you, but also collaborating with others. So maybe you have somebody on your team who's creating all the graphics and then you're writing all the copy. You can go both go in Google Docs simultaneously together and collaborate on that. Today, I'm just going to kind of go over how we set up our content documents. We actually have a template for this. If you want to comment down below, we can send that to you. But this is just how we set it up to keep ourselves the most organized. So I will go into my content document, and I do this for all my clients. This is not just something that we give out to people. Like I use this every single day at work, and it is just a lifesaver. So I go in and I put a heading of whatever month this content is going to be for. And then I use a subheading to type in the date that I want this post to go out on. So by including a heading and a subheading, you'll see that it'll populate here on the side on your Google Doc. So it's super easy to scroll through and find like, oh, I forgot what I was going to post on February 4th. Let me go click on that and it'll take you right to that post on the document. So once you have your heading and subheading in there, you can go include the corresponding graphic and write your copy under that date. That way it stays super organized and super efficient. Just a really great tool to have as you are building out your strategy. So again, if you want this template, we already have one kind of mocked up for y'all to utilize. Just comment below and we will send it over to you. All right, last but not least, we are going to get into my favorite part, the graphic creation with Canva. So Canva is our go-to tool, my only tool that I use for creating graphics, because it is so easy to utilize and you can make some really custom and stunning graphics with Canva. So there is a free version of Canva that you can utilize, and there is a paid version. There's so much you can still do with the free version. You don't necessarily need the paid version, but I advocate it 1000% if you choose to get the paid version. I think it is definitely worth it. So I'm going to share my screen with y'all, and we're going to go on Canva And I think the best way to talk about Canva is just to get in there and see what it's all about and play with it. So we're just going to do a quick little tutorial today. So I am going to present, let's see, share my screen.
And I see Mary commented that she would like the content document template. So yes, Mary, we will make sure that we send that over to you. Check your Facebook messages after today's live, and we will make sure that we get that over to you.
Awesome. Hannah, can you see my screen?
Yes, you are up on the broadcast now.
Amazing. All right. So we are now in Canva. And once we get in Canva, we again need to take a step back and say, okay, what platform am I about to post on? So what type of template do I need to use? Do I need to choose a Canva template that fits Instagram, choose one that fits Facebook? They have different sizes. So you will go in, it's super easy, just type in Facebook templates and it will give you the perfect size for Facebook. That is what I actually have up here today. So once you click on it, usually what you will see when you click on a Facebook template is something, let's see. Yeah. You'll see just a blank box, and this is what it would look like when you first pulled it up. And it looks a little intimidating, especially if you're not like super creative. You're like, okay, well, this is a blank canvas and I do not know where to start. The wonderful thing about Canva is that they have tons of templates. You can type in just about anything in here and they have a template for it. Especially if, like I said, you don't feel super creative. These are really great starting points. And you can customize all of them to fit your business and your branding. So you can add in your colors, your logo, whatever that might be. Here on the side, you'll also see elements. And so these are stickers, shapes. You can add in photos, videos. They even have different charts and frames that you can put pictures in the element section. And all of these elements, or most of them, are super customizable. So you can change the colors of them. You can change the size, whatever you want to do with that. Something else that I love about Canva is when you add text to your graphic, you can go here and there are so many different fonts to choose from. There's really millions on Canva. But if for some reason you don't see your business's font on here that you love to use, there is an option to upload your font on Canva, which you'll see right here below. It'll say upload font. And it's super easy and it'll stay in there for you to use every time you come to Canva. And again, you can change color, add effects. I say just go in here and play around. There's tons that you can do. I love that you can create a brand kit on Canva. So you'll see here, we have Ugly Mug Marketing's colors all saved here. So we can go in and just quickly click on those colors when we are making graphics. So everything stays on brand and looks uniform. And you can also go to uploads here and upload any photos, logos that you may have. So you can always have those on hand as well. So really quickly, we are just going to kind of go through how to take one of these templates and create it to be on brand for your business. Right here, I just have like this random happy birthday template that I searched for. I think I searched, like happy birthday or something. And this just was one of them that came up that I kind of liked. But obviously, it doesn't fit Ugly Mug Marketing's branding. We are very gray, pink, blue, yellow. And this is obviously not somebody we would tell happy birthday to. We don't know this person. So we are going to change this really quick to look like this, which is Ugly Mug Marketing branded. And it's not Megan's birthday. She is just here for the example. But she is one of our employees. So we're pretending that it is her birthday and we're creating this post for her. So something that you can do on Canva is, again, change the colors of just about anything. So I will click on this color box and you'll see I have all my Ugly Mug marketing colors saved here. So I am going to change this to blue. Again, this is not an Ugly Mug marketing font that we use, so I can go and search for the Ugly Mug marketing font that we do use here. You can type it in the search bar. Usually if you've recently used it, it'll pop up at the top for you. I'm going to make that really big. Go ahead and change it to this off-white that we like to use. Change the font of this to another Ugly Mug marketing font that we use, and same thing with this. I'm going to go, we use the Marmalade and the Babus font a lot. I don't know if that's the correct way to say that, but that's how I pronounce it.
I never know how to say it either, but yes, that's our font.
And again, I just took those little things off the side. I don't know what they are. You can, like I said, you can move these templates around and do really whatever with them. They're just a really good starting point. Let's see. I changed this to yellow. I'm going to look at my after photo to see what exactly I did. All right. But again, like with these stickers here, you can change the colors of them. You can go to element section, type in whatever you want. Maybe you don't really like these balloons and you want other ones. Go there. You can go to graphics and they'll have so many different little balloon designs, and you can include those on there and change their colors as well. But I kind of like these, so we're just going to stick with them and change their colors. And we're just going to roll with it. And again, you can change the photo here. I'm not going to go through too much with you, but you can upload, say, I needed a picture of the Megan on here. I'm just typing Megan. She's already been uploaded here. UMM. Actually, I'm going to search headshots under. And I love that you can go through all the things you've uploaded. Let's see. It must be under UMM.
It's probably saved as DSC.
Okay, DSC.
I think that's like yeah. You can use MyPace. It can be my birthday.
It's Hannah's birthday today. And so you can just move that around. You want the top of her head to be there so we can put her little party hat on. You can change the colors of that. And again, all these elements, we're just going to, this is probably not going to look exactly the same as like my finished product on the bottom, but we're just playing around. And again, you can do this to almost any template. So you can move things around, make things bigger. And so we are going to say to our amazing employee, Hannah, and we're going to change the font of this to one that we use. Make it a little bit bigger so everybody can see it. Now we just need to change the party hat color and we will be done. Let's give her a little party hat. All right. And so now we have a really cute happy birthday post for Hannah that looks nothing like what we started with, and it looks really on brand with Ugly Mug. We could even add our logo if we wanted to, but this is just an easy way for you to create graphics for your business that are on brand, that fit whatever type of post you're looking to do. So whether it's an employee spotlight, whether it's this or that, there's even templates for that already created for you if that is one of the posts that you maybe are posting every Friday. You want to do with this or that photo. They have so many templates for you to start off with. So again, I just encourage you to go in here and play around. It's super intuitive and super easy. And you can go over here to the share button. You can share it with somebody else. Just type in their email here. You can grab a link for your project, and then you can download it. And there's so many different download options, PNG, JPG, whatever you would like. But that is a quick Canva tutorial. I am going to stop sharing my screen now. And let's see. Stop screen. There we go. All right. And now I'm back. So that is a quick Canva tutorial. So we have now figured out our target audience. We have figured out what types of posts we are wanting to create. And now we have figured out how to actually create those posts, writing the copy and creating the graphics. So now that you have done all of this, you are ready to schedule out your content for the next month or two, depending on how much you have created, and you can kind of sit back and relax and know that that is done with, and you are going to be showing up on social media and stress about it every single day.
Yes.
So one thing that we do have for y'all now that we have kind of moved to the end of our webinar is this Pinterest starter kit. And you might not be on Pinterest, and that is totally okay. Maybe your target audience isn't on there. But this is a Pinterest starter kit that I have created for people who are wanting to show up on Pinterest. But there's a lot of great things within this starter kit that is useful for people on any platform. Again, I dive deeper into content creation on here and how to write copy that includes keywords that your target audience is going to be looking for when they are looking things that are within your product or service or industry. So there's a lot of great tools in here for people who are on Pinterest, obviously, but even for people who aren't going to be on Pinterest. So this is actually something that I sell for about, I think it's a $99 value. But today I'm giving it away totally free to y'all. So if you showed up to this webinar, you are going to get the Pinterest starter kit totally free. You can scan this QR code, or you can go to this link right here, learn.uglymugmarketing.com/Pinterest, and you will show up on this page. You're going to click buy now. You will go through the checkout process, but you're going to enter code Pinterest free. That is the key. Use code Pinterest and you will get it totally free. So you'll have to fill out your information and stuff, but you will get a enter that code and get an email with the free starter kit, and also another email to set up your membership. So you will have to put in your name and password, because this is an exclusive kit that not everybody gets to have. So you'll just have to go through that little process, and it's super easy. Again, use code Pinterest free. And if there's anything else that y'all have questions about today, just leave them in the comments, or if y'all want that Google Doc template, let us know. Yeah.
Yes, I know we were just spitting out, hey, if you want this resource, tell us in the comments. So just a quick recap on those. We talked customer avatar sheet. We talked the template that Abby shared with us, the content document template, and obviously the Pinterest starter kit. Y'all, the kit is great. Like Abby said, if you are going to be active on Pinterest or not, there's still just good tidbits of information about content creation. But if you are someone who you're hey, actually my target audience is on Pinterest, this is so great. This is step-by-step process. How do I get started on Pinterest as a business? Because a lot of us probably who are in the Pinterest demographic, we're yeah, I have a personal Pinterest page, but I have no idea how to get started as a business. That's for you. Take advantage of this, y'all. We usually sell this for $99. It is a much greater value than that. But Abby is so generous to be giving this away for free today. So if you want access to that, again, follow these simple steps, QR code. We will drop the link also in the comments here as well, so that you can easily click. And then just don't forget to use that code Pinterest free, so that you can get access to that starter kit course for free. Y'all, it's been so fun. And we just want to say thank you so much for taking time to join us for the last hour. We know that as business owners, entrepreneurs, as marketers, we're busy people, right? And I always like to encourage people to spend time working on their business instead of in their business every day. Sometimes we get caught up in the managing of the employees, putting out fires, trying to deal with some technical issues or whatever it may be. But it's really important to set some time aside to actually strategize and to help your business grow, putting together those plans of action. So whether that's sales, whether that's building out internal operations and processes, or whether that's marketing. And so thank you so much for spending a little time with us here today. If you stuck with us throughout the entire presentation live, or you're watching after the fact, you are a rock star. And we want you to take advantage of all the resources. So just tell us what you need in the comments. And again, we will follow up with y'all as soon as we see your comment come through, and make sure you get what you're looking for.
Awesome. Thank you all.
Any final words?
Thank you so much for coming. And again, if you hung on for the whole hour, you got a lot to work with here. Awesome.
Yes,
thank you
for sure. Yeah, we will catch you next time.
Bye, y'all.